Hey everybody, welcome to the next episode of the Strand Tennis Center podcast, filled with tips, advice, tennis, not tennis, just life advice too, whatever you need. Like it on YouTube, share it on the podcast as well. Thank you. Welcome to the Strand Tennis Center podcast. It's a Thursday. We do this show. We've had a lot of debate in here before. Nora's on fire today. She's got a lot of topics to talk about. She's making faces behind the camera and making fun, but she will return and have a few thoughts. She always does. They're very, very valuable. See you later, Nora. See ya. Okay. So I was going to talk about something else, but you brought up the boss thing.
Oh.
Do you...
Respecting the boss?
Yeah. Do you have to... Say your business is running great. You're making a lot of money. Moving parts, all this is going well. You do your job well. You like your job.
Okay.
But you don't respect your boss.
Okay, but here's the different world, right? You can in like a corporate world or like a world where there's more ladders to climb. I cannot respect my boss and then try to climb over him and become, you know what I mean, and get above him. But in this small world where like it's just us and you're like the top boss, you know, the head honcho. If you know, that's different. That's different because I can't climb above you.
So there's contingencies.
Yeah, so I'm like, oh, fuck this guy. I'll, like, do better, and I'll get a promotion, and I'll be equal, or I'll be above this guy.
There's scenarios. So in this scenario, you're saying, I mean, I'm already working with the boss. Yeah. If I don't respect him, this is going to be tough to do. It's
going to be, like, you know, depends on why I don't respect him. Yeah. But,
So then we can go into the specifics of that. We were talking morally, say I was unethical, right? We were talking about, you know, I don't know, cheating on wife, whatever, all that stuff. Anything unethical. Say he's a liar, he cheats on his wife, he's disrespectful.
Or like even like you cheat the client, something like that. I would feel like I don't know if I want to work at this place. You know, after a while, you know, like some people are scummy. They like to just get the money from the clients, et cetera, et cetera.
Correct.
You know what I mean? So it's important, I think.
So if I could extrapolate on that, it's hard for me to talk. You would then say, if this person can lie to these people, what's him from lying to me, right? He could probably lie to me and steal from me and say, be distrustful.
Yeah.
I agree. I mean, I would totally agree because, like we talked about with employees, everyone has a different currency. That's a big currency. Like, you could pay people a lot of money. And I know bosses that say, oh, these people are making money. Who gives a shit how I am? Who gives a shit how I behave? You're making money and be quiet. But it's a different day and age in these times because there's a lot of opportunities out there, regardless of what they talk about recessions. Employment's only at 3% now. Unemployment, excuse me.
Yeah, that's good.
Unemployment would be great, only 3%. Unemployment's only at 3%. So there's opportunities. And people think differently. They don't. Years ago, it used to be just work, keep your head down, have a job, and hopefully you can, feed your family and they're loyal to you. Yeah. But here, there's a lot of options for people. You have a lot of scenarios. People want to enjoy their lives as well. They don't want to be in a situation where it's a negative experience. They want to like their job. And if they don't have that, oh, CJ, you look good. The Yankees hat. Come on, show everybody the Yankees hat. Are you going to the Yankees game? By the way, I just want to interrupt. This is one of our great coaches again.
Get in there.
CJ, just show me your Yankees hat. Are you a big Yankees fan?
Yeah, I like the Yankees. Yankees, Rangers, Giants. I'm all New York.
The Yankees and Mets are really good this year, both of them.
Well, the Yankees are a little bit better, but Yankees are...
They had like a 7-game winning streak just snapped or something like that?
Yeah, they're crazy. I went to the game on Saturday.
Okay, just checking. I was just curious. So we were talking about respecting your boss, CJ. Do you respect your boss?
Of course I respect my boss.
He's just saying that, Santi. Yes. So especially in a small business, I would agree. A large business, if you're working for Amazon, I don't know. You don't like Bezos. You know what I mean? It's a huge company. Yeah, it's very different. You're correct. So I just wanted to address that because it was an interesting topic off camera. My topic today is, and we touched on this a while ago, but I want to have a longer podcast on it, is actually more of a situation of adding habits instead of subtracting habits. I think we have a tendency to think people are always trying to remove things from their life, and instead of we tend to remove all these things from our life instead of adding the right things, and we talk about the answers and the actions and things like that. I think we need to take more actions to make us happy. I told you, and again, I can't seem to get away from these. For some reason, they're finding me these podcasts, these interviews about these people being so philosophical about things after they've been successful. And we had a client in here before, and you kind of work really hard. You kind of try to get to a point of success, and then they're kind of philosophical after the fact. And they go, I need to meditate more, and I need to think inwardly, and I need to be spiritual. It's kind of easy to say after you've been successful. I'm having problems. I haven't found somebody, Santi, that's a billionaire. Or I haven't found somebody that's not a billionaire that's just trying to pay their bills that is very spiritual and philosophical. It's very hard. Besides a monk that doesn't need to pay any bills. Yeah. They live in the community. They live in their group. It's very hard to find somebody that is very spiritual or very meditative or very contemplative, and they're making like $100 a week. Usually, I've had it, because you're worried, because at that point it's like Maslow's.
No, because you got to worry about a shelter.
Correct. Maslow's
the hierarchy of needs. Yeah, all
correct.
these things, food, and yeah.
So
how can you not worry?
Yeah, I know. It's hard. It's very disingenuous for people to write books, to me, and I know they're coming from a good place. They're writing books about saying, all right, slow down, subtract, take away things after their company's gone public, after they've sold this, after they've been a part of this private equity group and this hedge fund, and they've worked like crazy and made all. That's what's hard for me. So I think this philosophical idea of being very meditative doesn't really help 99% of the people. I think what'll help 99% of the people is taking actions. Again, the answer is in your actions. People contemplate way too much in life. They think about things way too much, and they don't take actions. You'll get answers if you keep taking actions. You have to. Just do something. Don't think about it, do it, because you don't know the alternative anyways. There's no reason to contemplate on ideas when you don't know the alternative. Again, we've discussed this before. If I make a decision to go right and I don't go left, why lament over it? I don't know what would have happened if I went left. Who the hell knows? Just make a decision. Make decisions, make decisions. I've never... there's nothing more frustrating. And again, we can bring this back to tennis. Do one action, like come and play. It doesn't have to be here. Like we say, play anywhere, but take one action. The best is in a simple phone call with a customer. You can tell with a new customer that this person has trouble making decisions. If you get on a call, somebody will call, and they're like, I have a question about the class, and when's the class, and when's this class? You answer their question, and they still have to go, okay, I'll think about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just know, and then I make it very easy. I said, you can come in for one class, try. If you don't like it, we never see you again.
Yeah.
That is so simple.
Yeah, that's the easy way to do it.
But that's the simplest way to do it. And they still go, all right, let me think. There's nothing to think about. Yeah. And it's not me trying to sell them. It's with anything. Do a trial. Come to one class. If you hate it, we'll never see you again. Yeah. That's literally what I say. So people are that debilitated by taking an action that they can't even do that. Good.
Would you also, well, here's my thought when you're talking about that. Some people aren't really social.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I feel like, tennis, you have to be a little bit social. It's a social sport, and especially with pickleball, you have to be social. And if you're doing a clinic, you definitely have to be a little social.
Okay.
But some people that want to try things, they're more introverted. They want to stay home. They're used to they go to work and then they come home and they want to relax a little bit. They stay home, play with their pets or whatever, hang out with their family. But some people, like I said, maybe they're more introverted. They want to try it and come do these things, but maybe they're a little nervous and they don't know if they might be embarrassed if they don't hit well or whatever. You know what I mean?
So you think I should empathize a little bit more?
Well, I don't know, because we don't know how they are. We've never met them before. But, some people are like that. They don't, even though, I see it when they interact with each other. Some people are more you know, a lot of people are very friendly, you know, but that doesn't mean they're very social. They don't have the greatest social skills, you know, even as adults and grown adults, you know.
But I always think the act of making the phone call, like if you have the ability to make the phone call, in other words, say I got 10 different things to do and you never get to those things, but the act of making the phone call means to me that you are
care enough, or
you're
you're
caring
trying, or
enough
you're
to go,
curious
listen,
enough.
I'm interested in this.
Yeah, yeah,
And if somebody on the other line makes it so easy for me,
yeah.
I'm saying that person has trouble making decisions. So
Right.
I call up.
Right.
I go, I want to try this. Come to one, give it a try. I just having trouble finding the friction there not to make a decision. Now, maybe you're right. Maybe I'm not empathizing enough and understanding that the person is having trouble.
Or do you think that maybe they're juggling other clubs or trying to find the perfect club even though they've never done anything? Or maybe they have and they're trying to find, like, oh, maybe I like this club better, maybe I like that club better.
Well, that's true.
You know, or like maybe they're thinking about pricing and they're like, oh, maybe I'll try it here, maybe I'll try it there if I like it here.
Okay, maybe they're just calling.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
I really pretty much know that no one would say come to one trial, and because in most clubs they want you to sign up for the session.
Right.
They don't give you the trial.
Yeah.
They say,
Oh,
"This is the
really?
they don't.
I didn't know that.
I've never been in any other club I worked at. I've never had a trial or never had anybody say, hey, just offer trials.
Oh, that's really nice. I didn't know that way because I've never played in clubs growing up, so I was like, oh.
That's a question to ask Nora. We should ask her.
Yeah.
When you went to other clubs, would they let you do a trial class, or would you have to sign up for the session? Like, did you have to sign up? They say, hey, my kid wants to play in your advanced group. Did they let you try it first?
No.
No.
You just had to sign up.
You had to sign up for whatever.
All the classes.
Classes,
and
correct?
They usually weren't refundable.
Okay. So we were talking about, this podcast is about, people are talking about, she's trying to make faces, something. I will always call you out on it. Don't try to, you'll make me laugh. It'll be fun.
I'm not.
I enjoy
hide it.
She's not even on camera. There you go. See how happy they are to work at the Strand.
Always.
We were talking on this podcast about people that are already wealthy going, okay, now I have to be introspective. I have to meditate. I have to think about spirituality and be all this. And I was like, I'm waiting to find somebody that has no money that is just thinking about meditating besides a monk. So what I'm saying is people don't take enough actions. They contemplate too much. Usually if you're contemplating too much and you're not successful, it's because of that. You only start contemplating after you're successful, it seems like. So what I was saying is somebody will call up, ask about a class, and we'll say, hey, you can do a trial and come, and you go. And even after that conversation, people cannot make a decision. It's very hard for people to make decisions. Do you find it hard to make decisions?
Yeah, always.
Why do you think that is?
I've just always been an overthinker. Like, since I was little, I'd be like, oh, do I want to wear blue? Do I want to wear green? All that stuff. But I think now I just have to realize, like, the day's not going to, like, start unless, like, you actually do something to start the day. So, I don't know.
Why do you think it's difficult to make a decision?
Sometimes I'm thinking about, like, what other people are going to think depending on this decision that I've made. But the less I think about what other people think, then the easier the decisions are.
So it's more external. It's more judgments outside of your decision.
Yeah.
Okay. Because that's a big deal. I mean, and it's helping me empathize too. People are, I guess, what Santi was saying is people are afraid to come to a class because maybe it's social or they don't play too well and they're going to embarrass themselves and they're not happy about it. Mm-hmm. I really think that making a decision is the most important thing, regardless of what it is. They did a study, and they said, 2 different brain studies, and they said, what if we took emotions out of all decisions? And you know what they said is the human brain, you wouldn't do anything. You wouldn't get out of bed because everything is connected to emotions. Like, why would you get up in the morning if you had no emotion to it? So you have to have emotions to your decisions, but you have to just keep making them and keep making them and keep making them. So perfect example, we're doing a health and wellness program for a pharma company. And they're having trouble getting people back to the office, right? You can force some people. But it's funny. Why do you think they're coming back to the office on particular days that we're running the activity?
Because you're running the activity.
Because we're running the
on those
activity.
days. What pharma company was
Well,
it again?
I don't want to say the pharma company. That wouldn't be, because as we disparage them, no. But there's a pharma company we're doing work with, which is interesting. Then we'll go into a deeper discussion. What will make you take an action or make a decision? What is a thing that is easier for you to decide? So you have trouble making decisions. What things are super easy for you to decide? You have a couple of things that are just like no-brainers for you?
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, honestly.
What to eat?
Yeah, what to eat, what to wear.
Well, that's big because people have trouble deciding what to eat and what to wear.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else that you feel that is a little bit more, I guess a lack of a better word, serious or more of a kind of a connected to a little bit more emotional stake?
My friends.
Your friends? Who you choose?
Who I'm friends with. Who I surround myself with.
Yeah. It's hard. It's hard to make that decision, especially at that age. It's hard to decide who is a friend and who is not. And that's a tough one.
It's all about how you grow up.
That's your programming. That's your blueprint and your parents and stuff like that. But then I cannot, this is another thing. I cannot blame my parents for anything. I don't like when people talk about, their family life and then they kind of put their decisions as an adult and lay blame to them as how they were grown up. At one point, I have to step up and say, listen, I'm an adult now. And whatever happened to me as a child happened. And I'm not belittling anything that happened as a child, but you have to realize that you are the adult at this point and you are in control of your own decisions. I'm not saying it doesn't have an effect, but you cannot pass blame. I mean, parents are just as messed up as everybody else, right? We all have problems, right? I mean, I could sit here and run through a list of things that, my dad wasn't, who cares? No one really cares. And that's really the bottom line. Look, everybody's on the same boat. Everyone's got shit, so everybody's equal. So who cares? So you got crap, Santi's got crap, I have crap, but who really cares then? So we're all equal. No one's better than anybody else. And I'm not saying that people don't have really bad stuff, but everybody's got something. So back to the pharma company. So this will trigger an action. So which is funny is I've been driving past corporate centers, and a lot of them are empty because no one's at the work, but everyone's at the gym, right? People want to work out. So this is an interesting concept, and we were talking about business ideas online. It's an interesting concept. You want to get people back to the office, create health and wellness activities, and not just the gym. Because people don't want to go to the gym themselves. They need something called collective responsibility. So if they sign up for something with 20 other people, they're like, oh, I have to go to this. My friend's going, they're going. Not just go to the gym. Here's a gym membership and show up. So you can create a whole situation where everybody goes back to work because they want to go to the wellness thing. So it's a whole thing that we're going to develop, Santi. We're giving away free ideas again, like I said last time at the podcast. Give away your best ideas, Santi, and guess what? No, because 99% of the people aren't going to do it anyways. So you give them best ideas because, that's the problem is people don't take actions. And if people do take the action and decide to do something, it's a great thing. Take actions. It's very important. Even if it's one day a week, twice a week. If you play tennis or you don't play tennis, that's immaterial. It's about saying, all right, I'm going to, go for a walk. I'm going to do anything I can. How many things do you force yourself to do a day that you don't want to do? Anything?
No.
Like homework?
No. I want to do my homework.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay. There's nothing you have to do that you don't want to do. That's good.
Yeah, no.
That's really good. So that's what you're trying to do as an adult. The problem is, as an adult, you get to things that you have to do. So the more the things that you can subtract that you dislike, that's great. And I would try to, again, subtract as many negative people in your life as possible. That's a big thing, too. And that'll help you take actions. The problem is misery loves company. So if you're not taking actions, you're probably surrounded by 4 people that aren't either. they're just doing nothing as well, and they're just, don't do anything. Something, just hang out and relax and chill. So your environment really will dictate what you're doing.
Yeah.
It really will. So you have to change that environment if you want to take some action. So basically, the theme of this podcast is, I wouldn't, again, we've discussed this, but I want to discuss it more. Don't look inward. That's not going to help. Take an action, and it will solve a lot of your problems. How many times I've talked to other professionals that just, you won't believe, coming up with ideas for them and them thinking of 1,000 things that can go wrong and not taking it. Like, you don't have no idea. I mean, you have to allow yourself the possibility of something good that can happen. Just like on the tennis court, if you equate it to teaching, you got to teach that way too. Most kids are always thinking of missing instead of thinking of hitting, right? You have to think of hitting the shot instead of missing the shot. Because you go up there and you go, I hope I don't miss. All you're going to do is miss. You have to think of hitting. Think of something in the positive. Think of something good that can happen. So that's why we like to do these wellness things. It's really great for people to see. I mean, we did a wellness program this week, and it's so great to see these people that are stuck in an office or stuck in their home office go out there and feel really good about themselves. It's amazing. It's addictive. So you go out there, you try something new. The instructor gets you to move. They teach you a couple things. You have a great time. You're hitting the ball around. It's some simple things in life. We get too complicated. Do a couple of active things. Stimulate yourself a little bit with physicality, with taking actions, and that's really going to solve a lot of problems. So that's where I was kind of at, Santi. You have any comments? Is there anything that you've changed in habits? Like, tell me, I'll ask Nora too, tell me when you've gotten to a rut. What do you think you've done that has gotten you to a rut without disclosing too many personal things? And what do you think when you're at your best? How is your day? What do you think? You can jump the mic over there. Switcheroo.
Can you repeat? So
when do you think, we all have these ebbs and flows in life, ups and downs, right? Yeah. So when do you think you're at your best? What's going on in your day? What do you think, you're most productive or you're most happy?
Oh, that's a good question. I would say, when I'm having a good day or when I feel happy, then I emulate happiness. Or even if I'm having a bad day, something always usually makes me feel a little bit better. I haven't had a bad day in a long time, though, because I feel like, okay, long story short, I used to hate my career, my life, et cetera, which is why
that is a long story short. I used to hate my career,
I used to hate my
life.
career, my life. I used to wake up stressed out, punching the pillow every morning, be like, oh, I don't want to go to work. I hate this, blah, blah, blah. And you do that for a long time. And then eventually I was like, I want to do something I want to do. So then, luckily I got this job and I like it a lot. And I don't wake up stressed out wanting to hurt anyone or, hurt a pillow or anything anymore. So I feel like it's taken me multiple years actually to get to a place where okay, I enjoy what I do. I enjoy my life. I enjoy the happiness now. And I used to beat myself up a lot and, et cetera. And then when I had a restaurant, I enjoyed that a lot too. But then there was a lot of family drama and stress and stuff. So that made me annoyed for no reason or pissed off for no reason and wasn't helping my happiness. So I was like, okay, I need to find my happiness again. Because I used to be a very happy-go-lucky, hippie, hipster type of vibe type of person. And then, I became a super grumpy, negative person and not saying nobody wanted to be around me, but they'd be like, my one coworker used to call me Negative Nancy. Yeah, but she would be like, stop being a Negative Nancy. I'm like, yeah, whatever, da-da-da,
You're to me, you're the opposite of that.
Yeah, it took a lot of work, I would say. It took a good couple years.
So can we get a little bit more specific? What kind of work? Did you do anything?
Oh, well, no, it was more I had to do, it was just so when I worked in the liquor industry, I had to drive around, talk to people, and tell them stuff, and they wouldn't, you you talk to liquor store managers all day, and they wouldn't care because you're just like some kid coming in trying to get them to like move stuff around on their shelves, like just because you want better placement. It's their store. Like, what are they like? How am I supposed to force them to like move stuff around to get better placement for a specific vodka or whiskey or whatever? And then most of the time, the only way to get that done is just, I wouldn't say bribe them, but the world is the way it is. You got to give them something to get something back, right? So I hated waking up every day because I was like, I can't convince these people to do these things. Yeah. You know, I don't have the power and leverage to like give them what they want. Even though we're the number one liquor company in the world, like I can only give them so much, and I don't have that much leverage. So I just hated, you know, maybe I hated the sales part about it too, because you had to like bullshit them about it and say, oh yeah, we have this coming out, blah blah blah, and they're like, they have a budget too, and they have other sales people coming in. So I don't know, after a while, it was just like, it was kind of repetitive, and it was just like, it wasn't fun anymore. Yeah. Like free liquor is fun, but like not when it comes to a cost, you know.
I would assume you're out there by yourself.
You're out there by yourself. You drive around, you have your own schedule, you make your own, like, you're responsible for your own time and stuff, and I did really well. Yeah. But like, you know, after a while, I don't know, I'd say I hated it, but it wasn't for me anymore. And I mean, I've had other companies try to recruit me too to work for them, and then I was just like, I don't want to be in this world anymore. So then that's why I like just packed up and went to Colorado for a year.
And you do that sometimes.
Yeah, you had to like you know, de-stress or whatever, or take an action.
So you did. So I mean, I'm talking about, I guess when I was saying it was specific with the work, I guess that's part of it, right? You said, listen, I'm going to just disconnect.
The hardest
for a
part was
while.
trying to convince people to be like, hey, I'm coming to your store. I want to move this stuff around. I want my stuff in front. And they're like, who the hell is this guy?
Yeah, I get it.
You know, like, it's just like me coming to the tennis club and being, hey, I'm a head rep. We sell head rackets. I only want you to put head stuff out here, blah, blah, blah. And like,
it's a tough job
like,
to be
what
in.
are you going to do? Like, why should I do that?
I meant
you know
also the work in the sense of, you said it took a lot of work. I thought maybe you were like, all right, I would talk to a therapist or something like that, or any of that stuff.
Oh, no, I didn't talk to anyone.
Okay.
I didn't. I feel like I knew what was wrong with me. Like I self-analyzed myself. I'm like, I'm pissed off. I know why I'm pissed off.
Yeah, okay.
I shouldn't be pissed off anymore.
Well,
or try
it seems pretty clear that the job has got to be interesting, but also there's culture's got to be good too. It seemed like you liked the restaurant, but that culture was tough too.
Yeah, the restaurant was really fun, but you know, when a lot of the history of a lot of restaurants are like when families are fighting and stuff, it's really hard because it creates too much drama for no reason. And then it's not even the work wasn't even hard. It was just more the stress of like, why are these people fighting with each other? Why am I in the middle of it? Like,
let
me just run the business. Let's make the money, etc. Why are you guys creating problems for no reason?
Imagine we had fights in this office.
Yeah, like why would we fight? Like what? That makes no sense.
Like you can't get it together. Like Nora, I want to fight with her right now.
Yeah.
She just doesn't do her job. Now
you bring Nora on if you want.
No, I have to bring her. No, it's just interesting. I mean, I guess the overall question is, Nora, you can ask her, when do you think that you're at your best, and when do you think you're at your worst, in regards to habits, actions, patterns?
When do I think I'm at my best?
Yeah.
I think I'm at my best when I like go to bed on time and like eat right. Like today, I was feeling good, so then I like ate super healthy. But like I don't have like big stressors in my life. I'm only 17. My parents pay for most of my stuff. I
still have a lot of stresses. Yeah. You can still I'm
very lucky too. Like I'm not at a stage in my life where I have all these external factors that I'm handling on my own.
Yeah. No, that's great self-awareness. You could still have a lot of stresses, but you know, I agree. That's great self-awareness, and say, hey, there's a lot of things taken care of, and I shouldn't take life so seriously. Yeah. And you wish kids didn't, and they wish, all these kids that are so depressed and things like that. I mean, again, it's about actions. You're talking about structure too. You're talking about anybody that has mental illness. Structure is number one. They'll say, go to bed early, don't abuse anything, eat right. Those are huge positive things for to be happy and to be productive. So. Same thing here. I think I'm at my best when I'm productive, when you're doing things and you're not kind of contemplating. When you start to contemplate and you start to dwell on the past or the future, you start to dwell on things, or anxiety is only the anticipation of something bad that could happen. And that's what happens, is you're not really inside of any action or doing anything. You're just anticipating something bad happening. And that really what causes a lot of anxiety. So I think the overall theme is action, action, action. If you're rich, don't tell anybody to meditate, because it's very, very disingenuous. Let them pay their bills first. It's very important. And inside of that, working your ass off, if you have a time to do a breathing technique or 4-7-8 at the end of the day, that's fine. But listen, I don't think any billionaire should be writing books about being contemplative. That's just me. It just annoys the shit out of me. Got it, Santi? All right, take action, do something. Hopefully this helps. I'll see you.
Hey, everybody. Hope you like the podcast. Please share it with your friends, anybody that you know, anybody that's into tennis, anybody that's into bettering themselves. Share it.